I was sitting one day in my garden relaxing, and I saw my dog rigorously chasing and trying to catch its own tail. My dog must have done this for over 10 minutes, after which the dog stopped. I asked the person I was sitting next to, "Why does the dog do that? Is it somehow trying to play?" The person said something so profound. A dog can never catch her own tail because she lacks the perspective to recognize that she and the tail are one and the same. Perhaps the dog would know that, but does it? As humans, our lives are sometimes likened to the actions of a dog, whereby, after successfully chasing and capturing a variety of other things in its life, it has decided to turn on its own tail and try to catch it. When it comes to these lofty, abstract aspirations, happiness, confidence, creativity, acceptance, and love, shall we continue to strive for them? There is such a thing as an inverted curve. On the x-axis, you have effort, and on the y-axis, reward. The inverted effort-reward curve is the paradoxical twilight zone when greater effort makes an event worse. The more effort you put into something, the more likely you are to fail. It may seem strange, but what the Navy refers to as drown-proofing is one of the only inverted curve activities. Just like the dog, we fail to realize that we and the things we are chasing are one. We ought to allow things to effortlessly flow. Paradoxically, the more you try to fall asleep quickly, the more elusive sleep can become. Anxiety about not being able to sleep can actually keep you awake. It's often more effective to relax and let sleep happen naturally. The pursuit of happiness can sometimes lead to greater discontent. Constantly seeking external sources of happiness, like material possessions, can leave you feeling unsatisfied. Happiness often arises when you're content with the present moment. Overworking and trying to be constantly productive can lead to burnout and decreased overall efficiency. Hence, the 89% of workers have experienced burnout within the past year. Taking breaks and allowing yourself to rest can actually enhance productivity in the long run. Dancing and impressing others are the only other things that come to mind. Do you go through life with stride, forcefully pushing your way through life and life's decisions? According to research published in the Journal of Family Psychology, found that perfectionism can negatively impact romantic relationships, leading to dissatisfaction and conflict. There are certain things in life that can be achieved through effortless action. The concept can be similarly linked to the art of not trying. It's what you should do in any tense situation, a speech, a job interview, or a first dinner with in-laws. This advice is maddening, as it is inescapable. One of the greatest challenges in modern life is learning the art of not trying. It involves flow, effortlessness, acceptance, and adaptability. One day, I applied for a job post at my current workplace. I thought to myself, why not? Let me try it. If it works, then yay. If not, then we move on. This, at its core, is what Wu Wei is all about. Wu Wei is a central concept in Taoism, which is frequently rendered in English as the art of not trying. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It's about acting in a way that aligns with the natural order of things. It does not help if I keep stressing about the job application, or if I click my email refresh button to see if I get a response or not. I need to take action that is spontaneous, effortless, and without unnecessary struggle. It's like going with the flow of a river instead of swimming against it. Our value and status are often directly related to how much we do, and if we think about it, doing so often is directly connected to how hard we try. If we try harder, we will do more and therefore be a better person. Trying too hard can be counterproductive and unattractive. Taoism places an emphasis on straightforwardness, patience, compassion, and the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. This philosophy is not about doing nothing, but just like in the illustration above about swimming together with the current, we are bringing our activities into harmony with the way that life naturally unfolds. It is about letting go of the battle and embracing a way of being that is effortless and in tune with the Tao, the underlying principle that is the source of everything. This way of being is in harmony with the Tao. We align ourselves with the natural flow of life and allow things to unfold as they should when we don't try to control how things go. There is an interesting video I made on the backwards law. Somehow it mirrors what is in this video. Consider watching it after this video. Yin and Yang, the Taoist concepts that represent opposites, are at the core of Taoism. Wu Wei serves as an example of this balance by teaching us to act without coercion, to lead without dominance, and to be present without exerting control. Picture this: swimming requires skill and technique, no doubt. But let's say you have basic swimming skills and you find yourself in the ocean just near the shore. The best way to deal with the situation is to stop while floating with your head above the water, sense the strength and direction of the rip current, and scan your environment to see two things, i.e., 1, where the shore is, and 2, where there are waves. Once one has located these, one should swim towards the waves, and on reaching the waves, swim with the waves towards the shore. The most important concept that you can take from Wu Wei is from nature. Take, for example, the carefree way in which water flows around obstacles, or the effortless way in which plants develop. These occurrences in nature serve as an example of the wisdom of Wu Wei. Now, how can we start making use of Wu Wei in everyday life? The idea of Wu Wei is more of a manner of living than it is a philosophical doctrine. We may bring the principles of Wu Wei into our day-to-day deliberations and activities if we cultivate mindfulness and learn to relinquish control. For instance, in the context of romantic relationships, Wu Wei teaches us to love without being possessive, to support without becoming domineering, and to communicate without becoming insistent. It's about cultivating relationships without using coercion. In a similar vein, Wu Wei advises all of us to conduct ourselves in our vocations with honesty and sincerity. It is not a matter of taking a passive stance, but rather of bringing our behaviors into harmony with our authentic selves and our ultimate goals. When you are nervous, how can you be yourself? How can you make yourself feel relaxed? How can you try not to try? Here is a rundown of 5 different methods to incorporate Wu Wei into your daily routine. 1. Practice being fully present in each moment without judgment or opposition. This is the first step in practicing mindful presence. Accept the world as it is rather than trying to change it to how you think it should be. 2. Recognize that you cannot control everything. Accept the fact that you cannot control everything. Let go of the impulse to exert control over the results and have faith in how things will unfold naturally. 3. Embrace simplicity. If you want to simplify your life, you should concentrate on the things that are actually important. Stay away from unneeded complications and look for joy in the everyday things around you. 4. Engage in the practice of acceptance, which entails neither resisting nor judging the current state of affairs. This does not mean giving up without a fight, but rather making the active decision to go with the flow of life's natural trajectory. 5. You should approach obstacles and tasks without resorting to force or struggle. Instead of fighting against the circumstances, try to work with them and enable solutions to emerge on their own. When you practice Wu Wei in your day-to-day life, you are committing to a way of living that is in line with the Tao, which is the inherent order of the universe. This approach is one that is compassionate and aware, and it has the potential to bring calm, harmony, and joy to all parts of one's life. The concept of Wu Wei, also known as the art of not trying, is a piece of ancient wisdom that is independent of both culture and time. It teaches us how to live our lives with elegance, honesty, and ease. Through the practice of Wu Wei, we have the ability to go with the flow of life rather than fighting against it, to act with intention rather than force, and to discover joy in the mundane and everyday. The practice of Wu Wei is not a means to an end, but rather a journey, a never-ending investigation into the art of living in balance and harmony with nature. It encourages us to give up the battle and put our faith in the Tao's sage advice. When it comes to our relationships, careers, or even our own personal development, Wu Wei can show us the way to inner calm, creative expression, and overall well-being. It is a gentle reminder that sometimes the most meaningful deeds come from doing nothing at all to try to achieve them.